What's up, water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And as always, I recommend listen to your rising sign before you get to your Sun, Moon, and Venus. You might relate to it just a little bit more. But anyway, I wanted to do a reading to see what's going on for the remainder of December and through the holidays for you guys. And I will be doing individual zodiac signs for what to expect after the first of the year. So keep an eye out for those. But let's get started with this first. Overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything, followed by fears. That's kind of right out of the gate self-explanatory, right? So there's a need to overcome some fears the remainder of December. Five of Pentacles. So this is abandonment wound, overcoming an abandonment wound. Over the holidays, I think a lot of people feel there's a strong sense of loneliness for many people because of loss. Because of breakups, fill in the blank. There's a strong sense of loneliness here, and you kind of have to overcome your fear of it, because Four of Cups, it's kind of leaving you detached. And when I compare it with the Moon here, which is head and heart, we're detached. We're kind of deceiving ourselves. There's a lot of deep-rooted fears. I almost see this as, of course, this is a classic combination for me for depression, but I see this as just numb, completely numb because of an abandonment wound. And there's a need to, Hanged Man, change a perspective here. But if you look at this in terms of your environment and what's going on with everyone around you, you may be so numb, so deep in your emotions. You may, people are kind of maybe taking a step back from you. They may not be interacting with you just as much, because I'm hearing in my mind, you're not fragile like a flower. You're fragile like a bomb. You have gotten so emotional and so detached that any little tap takes you right back. So it's a need to overcome this fear of abandonment and seeing things from a different perspective, because it is affecting people around you to distance themselves from you. So what happens when you do that is you subconsciously create a loop in time. You keep going through it over and over again. You push people away, you're going to be lonely, so you feel abandoned, right? So we're looking at how we contribute to our own suffering here to an extent, because there are people taking a step back from you. But strength here is your overall behavior, you're putting on the brave face despite it all. And that's all, to an extent commendable, right? But you can't hide like this anymore. It's just not going to work. You're going to have to face your fear here and overcome this abandonment wound that just sticking around for too long. So what's going on with the person or energy that you are attached to? Begin now. Take your first step, followed by education. This has come up in all of the other elements as well, of the sense of starting over. So this person is learning how to, and this is probably something they haven't done before. And I think what they're learning is, Sun, what brings me joy? What makes me happy? They're learning to say yes to the things that bring them fulfillment and joy. Because I think for a long time, star reversed is complete loss of hope, directionless, not feeling like anything was really going to work out for them. Could be a disconnection from spirit, God, universe. But as a whole, just hopeless. And in the heart space, we're looking at the Tower. Something heartbreaking happened. Something really knocked this person down to ground zero. This person really got hurt. And then with the King of Wands, they're surrounded by people who are so positive and optimistic and outgoing. And I do get this sense of, if you've got the Queen of Pentacles here, I want that. I want that for myself. How can I get myself to that level? I do want to ask about the Tower, though. What happened? Emperor. Judgment. Nine of Pentacles. This person, like, complete loss of stability. Like a divine intervention could be a loss of a parent. But something has, Judgment is a crossroads and an awakening, and Nine of Pentacles is like living the good life. So I think maybe this person was thrown onto a different path and didn't want to be, or didn't. I don't think they saw it coming. Maybe they were kind of forced to be on their own because of this loss of. So it could have. So when we say stability, complete loss of stability, it could have been a parent, but it could also have been a partner. It could have been a job, a career. They could have lost money, Nine of Pentacles. Maybe they could have lost, you look at these three things: lost a parent, lost faith, and lost money all at the same time. That's a lot, right? Tower, that's a lot. That could be everything just came tumbling down. So you have to fit that as you will. But there's complete loss. This person hasn't had much hope. I think for a while, but wanting to overcome that, like they begin now, they're starting to learn, I don't have to live like that. I don't have to stay in that. Queen of Pentacles is, I want to be a little bit more practical here. I'm really starting to understand that I can take care of myself now. I need to take care of myself now in a different way. If I want to be this optimistic person, like they could have like someone they idolize. They see someone that really embodies everything that they want to be. And they could be understanding that, what, I can do that. I can be that. And they're starting to learn ways on how to do that for themselves, right? And Queen of Pentacles has popped up in, I think, all of the other readings as well. So, and again, I've said in all of those, the same as I'll say here, is it could be not just nurturing yourself, but learning how to nurture a family or a home, which could be something completely different than what they've known. Maybe they don't know how. So maybe they're learning how, okay? So what is the advice here? And well, before I get to the advice, if we're looking at this person hasn't had much faith and hope for a long time, and they're starting to learn it, and it's different from what they've ever known, there could be a sense in you that this person is leaving you behind. It's because it's triggering an abandonment wound when you're seeing someone starting to evolve. You think you're going to be left behind. Or maybe you already felt behind and this person is coming into your life to help teach you how to do that. You never know, okay? So what's the advice? Ascending the mountain, keep going forward, followed by help. Ask for help. You need help to overcome this. So if you've already been thinking about overcoming this, and Strength card, we said we're putting on the brave face. Maybe you need help to not just pretending to put on the brave face. We need help in actually getting brave enough to overcome this, getting the courage to actually overcome this. Eight of Wands. This is communication, movement. Again, ask for help. With Hierophant, you could be asking a spiritual guide for help. You could be asking a therapist for help. You could be asking the universe for help. I don't care who you ask. Just ask for help and be dedicated to it, because the world, there are patterns, behaviors, stories, you name it, that need to be closed out in order for you to get better. I'm hearing get better. You have to close some things out to get better, because Seven of Cups, there's a lot of confusion around you. Fantasy land, confusion, unclear. And, Five of Wands is competitiveness, pettiness, arguments, fighting. Like, you need help overcoming this, because it is in direct competition with what you truly want. It is an obstacle. This is a block. You need help overcoming it. I do want to ask about the confusion, though. What are we so confused about? Page of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Three of Cups. This is inner child work. You're confused. I think you're looking back on your childhood or your past a little bit happier than it was. And that confuses you. That you don't understand where the abandonment wound came from. Where this abandonment wound come from, because life was great. I had a good childhood. But did you really? because it's throwing you. If you're constantly being triggered about abandonment, something happened and you need to get help. You've got to get to the root of it. Cut the head off of the snake, right? We can't, the world kind of has this wreath around it, but if you think about it, it could be a snake as well. Some of the cards, some tarots do have that. You've got to come full circle with this in order to get over it, to let go, because this person is still triggering abandonment wound in you, and it's not working. It's like but we can't hope and wish for somebody else to change in order for us to feel better. That's not how things work. That's not how anything works. Instead of saying, why does that person do that all the time? Start asking yourself, why do I get triggered every time they do it? Right? So this is doing the work. This is shadow work. This is digging shadow work, the moon. Because you've lived in this abandonment wound for so long that you're kind of numb to the fact of how you're affecting people around you. And I know we shouldn't constantly say that we should worry about the external so much. But if it's putting you in a loop to where you constantly feel abandoned, at some point you're going to have to get tired of your own shit and fix it, right? This is telling you to reach out, because someone being on the up and up shouldn't trigger any kind of jealousy in you. You should be cheering for this person as they get better for themselves and overcome a lot. So instead of it triggering and making you feel like you're being left behind, right? So reach out, get some help. Again, I don't care who you reach out to, just reach out. There is support all around you. And this is working on abandonment wounds, childhood abandonment wounds. Could even be working on having emotion. You might be having some, you could have a little bit of immature emotions that are hanging around here that need to be worked on. And Three of Cups, maybe some of you are involved in third-party situations that you need to be getting out of, or I don't know. I do see this as joy, happiness, right? This person's working on joy and happiness. You've got to work on joy and happiness too. And I think it really does start at inner childhood wounds. There's confusion. There's confusion around something with inner child or childhood. And just learning how to navigate things a little bit better, because Five of Wands is just too much. It's too much. That's all. Every time I see the Five of Wands, it's too much. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's too many people with opinions, or it's even you with too many opinions, right? We're trying to, beat everybody off with a stick and try to be the one who's trying to navigate the conversation, the opinion, the connection, whatever. But we're not doing it properly. It's too scattered. You need help. You need help, and that's okay, right? We're in a new day and age. We're in this new world here where reaching out for help is not a bad thing. We're not looking down our nose at it anymore. It's not a stigma anymore. It's not. Get over that. Unlearn that. It's time to get some help. It's time to reach out. And I think you're going to be really happy when you do. Okay? Oh, okay.